All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm James Skoufis, State Senator from Orange County, co-chair of the General Government and Local Assistance Subcommittee. Honored to co-chair this subcommittee with my good colleague and friend, Assemblymember Billy Jones. Before we jump into introduction of our colleagues who are here, just want to run through some of the Senate One House highlights that we'll certainly be discussing over the coming several weeks. In addition to proposing the critical agency funding that ensures our state workforce has the resources it needs to effectively deliver services, we additionally continue to supplement AIM with temporary municipal assistance, which is important to all of our local governments around the state. We further advanced $10 million to support our local boards of elections throughout the state. We propose funding to join ERIC, a multi-state consortium to ensure our state's voter rolls are accurate and up to date. And then we, in addition to certainly several other funding items, we propose a slew of Article 7s in our One House. I'll mention a few that are notable. We advance a proposal to prohibit IDA benefits for e-commerce projects. We also look to further update our, I would argue, antiquated ABC laws in the state. We have a number of pension proposals, specifically, or a number of them specifically, look to assist with recruitment and retention within the NYPD. And we also look to update our automatic voter registration statute that we enacted several years ago. I want to now turn it over to Assemblyman Jones for any introductory remarks.
Yes, thank you, Senator Skoufis. Great to join you here. I am Assemblymember Jones. I represent the 115th District in the North Country, and the Senator gave you a brief rundown on what One House proposals are. The One House budgets are out. Obviously, the executive budget is out, and this is an important part of the process that we will continue to work forward through the budget process, and we'll have a budget by April 1st.
Your lips to
Right?
God's ears.
Everyone?
Sure.
Yes. But in all seriousness, we'll continue to work on the process, continue to get input from members, and move forward in this important budget process. It is one of the most important things we do in the entire year, and I look forward to continuing to work with my colleagues in the Assembly and the Senate and our leadership to get us a good budget. I will mention that obviously, as Senator Skoufis had said, there's important initiatives in these House proposals that will continue to advance. We want to see our local governments strong because they are the boots on the ground, so to speak, the first line of government, and we want to give them all the resources that we can to provide the services to our constituents. Senator?
Okay. The feeling's mutual. Looking forward to the partnership in the coming weeks. I'll introduce my colleagues on the Senate side who have joined us. Just going down the row here, we have Senators Monica Martinez, Robert Jackson, Chris Ryan, and April Baskin.
And I will introduce the Assembly members. We have Assemblymember Jamie Williams. We have Assemblymember Patrick Burke, Assemblymember Clara Valdez, Assemblymember Paula Elaine Kay, Assemblymember Brian Mantolo, and Senator?
Okay, and so next we need to each designate a recording secretary, and so the Senate will be, for this subcommittee, designating Janelle Lewis.
And the Assembly will be designating for this subcommittee Sky Matthews.
Agencies?
Yes, the following agencies are to be at the table: Department of Tax and Finance, Division of Budget, Executive Chamber, Commission on Ethics and Lobbying in Government, Department of Financial Services, Office of General Services, General State Charges, Office of Inspector General, Department of State, Department of Audit and Control, Division of Tax Appeals, Office of Information Technology Services, Aid to Localities, Statewide Financial Systems, Board of Elections, and Miscellaneous General Government.
Okay, I think that covers it. I don't have any additional commentary. Hearing none from those on my right, I think we're set on the Senate side. I don't know if any of your colleagues, Assemblymen, have any comments.
Sure. Pat?
Sure, thanks.
Assemblymember Burke,
Thank
excuse
you,
me.
thank you. As the recent chair of cities, I've had an opportunity to not only interact with the executives in the city of New York, but also mayors across the state of New York, and they have emphasized that they are in trouble and they really need help. So certainly from the Assembly's perspective, adding additional funds for emergency aim has been a priority, and I want to emphasize that going forward. We made progress in our one house, and it's going to be important to help our local cities out as much as we possibly can in a time of great uncertainty and incredible need. So thank you, Chair. I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you. Good. Assemblymember Mantalo, I believe, had comments.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say thank you to Leader Barkley for allowing me to give a few words this afternoon on behalf of the Assembly Minority Conference. You know, we can sit up here and talk about local governments. I lived that life as a former town supervisor and a county legislator for 9 years, understanding the important parts of what happens in Albany and how that affects our local governments back home. And having the key players around the table as we discuss the negotiations moving forward, making sure we understand how the systems really work back home. You talked about boots on the ground. I wore those boots. I've talked to the constituents. I know what they feel and how they feel about New York State government. We constantly get that feedback. And one of the biggest complaints, again, is high taxes, as we always talked about. But we really need to attack the problem, not just short term, but long term. And one of the biggest costs to a county government is the Medicaid. Sometimes 80 to 90% of the cost is Medicaid to a local municipality. So anything that we can do there to cut those costs down, to give relief to the taxpayers back home, the residents that we all serve here, is so important. And I want to say thank you from the Assembly One House budget. We did put $50 million into the AIM funding, which is so important to our local municipalities back home, because that's a piece that can help take some of the burden off our taxpayers. And one of the other things that we added at $100 million is the Clean Water Infrastructure Act, thinking about the water that we need to get to our residents, especially in the rural areas, how important that water is and what that does for a family and what that does for the local municipalities. So as we continue forward with the budget process, we need to prioritize physical restraint, coming up with ideas outside the box to make sure we give as much relief to a town, a village, a county, but most of all, to the residents back home. So thank you again, Chairman, for allowing me to say a few words. And let's think about the people we represent back home in our districts. Let's do a good budget. Let's do an on-time budget. And let's show them we know how to handle it. So thank you.
We've been joined by Senator Wyke. Do you have any comments? You're good? Okay, terrific. Anyone else?
Anyone else have any comments? No? Good.
Going once, going twice? All right. Looking forward to working with everyone up here the next several weeks. We have a lot of work to do, and want to thank everyone in advance for the partnership. Assemblyman?
I think you said it all, Senator. We have a lot of work to do in the next couple of weeks, and look forward to working with everyone so we can deliver some results to our constituents. Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day.